morning students, I'm Purnima and I welcome you to my session. And children, I was teaching you the drama If I Were You. Okay, if I were you means children, if I were in your place. Okay, two persons are there and the one is there in the other person's place. Now children, this is a drama and I told you in my previous video that what are the characteristics of a drama are. So first, characters are there, should be there in drama. Second, it should be there in the dialogue form. Third, plot and subplot is necessary in drama. Okay, so characters, plots. Okay, and the fourth point is that either the drama should be end in a tragedy or a comedy. So here comedy is not related with fun, here comedy is related with happy ending. In the drama, according to the English novelist, either the drama is comedy or is it tragedy. That means either it is the end of the drama is sad or it has a happy ending. Okay, so we have to see these four things. Character should be there, dialogue form of writing must be there in a drama. Okay, then plot and subplot is there. Sometimes children, the drama, if it is word limit is less, so it can be without plot and subplot also. Okay, it can be scene 1 or scene 2. Then children, the drama should end with a happy ending or with a sad ending. So the drama might be tragedy or it might be a comedy. So these are the four characteristics of a drama. Now in class 9th, only one drama is in there in your syllabus, and that is If I Were You. Now, students, first of all, this drama has two characters. Okay, one is Zerold and the other is Intruder. So it is having two characters. One is Zerold and the other is Intruder. Okay, these two characters are there in a drama. Right. Now, I will be telling you already children, we have done yesterday. I have told you about the background and everything. So once again I will revise the main points of the story until and then we can start our story. So first of all, the playwright named Zeron lives alone in a small cottage. That means the main character, who is the main character here? Zeron. He is living in a small cottage, and that cottage is he is living alone. That cottage is he lives alone in a small cottage. Once an intruder entered his cottage to kill him. So once upon a time an intruder enters to his cottage to kill him. The intruder is a criminal. He had already killed a policeman. So he is a criminal minded person. He had already killed a policeman. The intruder thinks that he resembles Gerald very much, and he decided to kill Gerald and then live himself as Gerald thereafter. So this is the very important point. The intruder, what he does, student, the intruder is a criminal. Children, he resembles Gerald very much. So that intruder, what he does, he resembles Gerald very much, and he decides to kill Gerald. And after killing him, he wants to live himself as Zerold. So this is his planning, because children, police is after his life, and he thought if he will live by the name of Zerold, his build is almost like Zerold, then he would be safe from police. Well, Zerold smartly outwits the intruder and tell that he himself is a murderer. Now Gerald, children, here Gerald of course is a very clever person. So he tells that he outwits the murderer, and he tells that even he had done the murder. Gerald tells the intruder that if he kills him, police would hang him, if not as himself, then as Gerald. And he is telling that you want to save yourself as police from the police, but I have also done a murder, and the police is after my life. So you won't be safe even you if you kill me, and you yourself will live by the name of Gerald. Well, the intruder falls in his trap and agrees to run away with him in his car. So finally, he made a plan. He told intruder, why don't we both run away in our car? He agreed. Finally, Gerald acted smartly and opened the door, which is actually the door of a cupboard. The intruder looks into it to see what it contained. Gerald suddenly pushed him into the cupboard. He at last called the police to arrest the intruder. And finally, children, we know that what must be happened at the last. Gerald was, children, he pushed him inside the cupboard. He must have called the police. And finally, children, this fellow, he must be in jail. Okay, so this is the whole, in a very nutshell, in a very brief, I have told about the summary. Okay. So now, children, I am going to read this lesson, and you will have to listen the explanation. I've already done till page number 127. Okay, so till page number 127 I have done with you. Now, Gerald, at last a sympathetic audience, I will tell you the story of my life. So Gerald is telling, I will tell you the story of my life. How as a child, now children, he asked about his life, he is asking about himself. Why, children? Because he feels that Gerald, if he will know the life history of Gerald, and if he will kill him, he will kill him after some time. And if he will not ask, and if he will not read his life, his style, the way of living, then police may be, children, suspect he will be caught by the police one day. So that why it was very much necessary for him to live like a Gerald and to know about his children, about how he sleeps, how he walks, what are his business, what does he do. He wanted to know each and everything about Gerald. So student, children, here what Gerald is doing, he wanted to know all about his habit of Gerald. The intruder want to know all about his habit, so that, children, after killing him, if somebody will ask him, or if somebody wanted to know something about Gerald, he would be able to tell. So no suspension will be created through him to the other people. So this was his plan. So children, first of all, before killing, he tell him everything. He children, indirectly he tells everything, that he came him to kill, and he is going to, children, he will be taking his place after killing him. He will be, the intruder will be living by the name of Gerald. So children, this was the situation. Okay. Now, so Gerald, he was a very sympathetic audience, and I will tell you the story of my life, how as a child. Now children, Gerald told, and he also told Gerald, he don't try to be over smart, otherwise he will not hesitate to kill him. So Gerald told, okay, I will tell you the story of my life, how as a child I was stolen by gypsies. Now Gerald told about himself, that when he was very small, he was stolen by gypsies. and at the age of 32 he is telling, you can see me as a successful businessman, and I am living here lonely in my Essex cottage. So the name of the cottage where he was living was an Essex cottage. Okay, that was the name of the cottage. So a student, he was now living in his small Essex cottage. Intruder, keep it to yourself and just answer my question. Now he is telling you, if anything more you want to answer, so what he is telling, you keep it to yourself, and only you don't have to ask my question, but let me ask you question. Let me he is telling you are not supposed to ask me, that I will be telling you that what you have to answer. Now children, he is asking, do you live alone here? Well, do you, Zerold? I'm sorry, I thought you were telling me, not asking me a question of inflection. Your voice is unfamiliar. So he's telling me the way you are speaking, I thought you are telling me something. It was told by Zerold. He's telling, I thought you were not asking me but telling me. What? Because we learned the way he has asked, the intruder, what he had asked, you live here alone? Well, do you? Intruder, with emphasis, do you live here alone? Zerold. And if I don't agree, now he's telling, if I don't agree that I don't live alone here, then what are you going to do? Intruder, you have got enough sense not to want to get hurt. I think good sense is shown more in the ability to avoid pain than in the mere desire to do so. What do you think, Mr. R? Okay. Intruder. Now children, here Gerald is cross-questioning him. Here Gerald is asking his name. He is not at all scared. He is not at all afraid. So he is telling, you have got good enough sense not to want to get hurt. I think good sense is shown more in the ability to avoid pain than in the mere desire to do so. What do you think, Mr. R? So he is telling, Intruder is telling, when he asked about his name, Zerold asked him about his name. So what he is telling that, never mind my name, I like yours better. So children, see how badly Intruder is talking to him. He is telling you don't have to mind my name. At the same time, you have to think about yourself only. Mr. Zerold, what are your Christian name? Now children, there are two names are there. So he is telling, what is your actual name? Christian name is your actual name. Vincent Charles. So Zerold is telling, my Christian name is Vincent Charles. Intruder, do you run a car? That means, are you having a car? Do you drive a car? Intruder, Zerold, no. Intruder, that's a lie. He is telling, that means you are telling a lie. You are not dealing with a fool. I am as smart as you, smarter. So he is telling, see, you are not talking to me. I am not a fool. I am also smarter, much smarter than you. And I know you run a car. Now he is telling, I know very well that you run a car. So better be careful not to tell lies. Wise guys. Zerold, are you American or is that merely a clever imitation? Children, imitation means copying. So the way he was speaking, the intruder, it seems to him as if he is an American. He was using, children, American way of talking of English. Children, what is the meaning of American way of talking of English? Children, it is the accent. I mean to say, it is the accent. Like children, our Indian accent is different from American and British accent. Okay, accent means, children, the way we speak, the way we twist our tongue while speaking. Like children, what did the Americans say to, like we Indians say, how are you? Okay, simply we say, how are you? But children, with this American, what is the accent of American? How are you? How are you? Okay. So children, there is a twist of tongue. Okay. The twist of tongue is more than the Indian accent. In the American accent, like how are you? And Indian is how are you? And the British is how are you? Okay. So these are the three types of accent I have told you. So he is telling, Zerold is telling, the way you are speaking, it looks to me as if you are speaking like a as if you are having an American accent, and I hope you are not imitating him. Okay, I hope you are not copying it. He is telling. Listen. Now intruder is very much annoyed because children, Zarol, instead of feeling afraid, he is continuously talking to him. So he is telling, listen, this gun is no toy. I can hurt you without killing you. So he is telling, I will hurt you after I kill you and still get my answer, and then I will get my answer. Of course, if you put it like that, I will be glad to assist you. I do possess a car and it's in the garage around the corner. So children, so what does the intruder tell? Intruder tell him, children, don't try to oversmart him, and children, if he will ask all that silly question, he was telling that I will hurt you. Okay, he told if you will be over smart, I can kill you and I will definitely hurt you. So don't try to be very smart. Zerod, of course, if you put it like that, I will be glad to assist you. I do possess a car and it is in the garage around the corner. Now Silan Garage told him, yes, of course I am having a car and it is there in the garage, which is there in the corner. And he is telling, anything else you would like to ask? Intruder, that's better. Do people often come out? So he is telling, that is really very nice, and if you have to speak like that only. Whatever I'm asking you, you have to tell in the same way, like the way you have just told me about your car. Zarol, very rarely, surprisingly few people take the trouble to visit me. So he's telling, very few people take the trouble to visit me. There is a baker and the greengrocer, of course, and then there is the milkman. So he is telling that there is a baker and the greengrocer. Of course, there is a milkman also who comes to me in my house regularly. Quite charming, but no one so interesting as yourself. Now he is telling everybody is very charming, but they are not very interesting like yourself. I happen to know that you never see tradespeople. Intruder is telling, though you are a businessman, but you never see merchants. Trade peoples are merchants. Zerod, you seem to have taken a considerable amount of trouble. Now he's telling, I think you have taken a lot of trouble, as you are well aware about my lifestyle. Like you know very well that just now you told that I knew how to drive the car. So you have taken a lot of trouble to know about me. Since you know so much about me, won't you say something about yourself? Now he's telling you already know about me a lot of things, and then I don't know why you are asking about me, and why don't you tell something about yourself? You have been so modest, he's telling. You have been so nice to me, and you are knowing a lot of things about me. So now Zarol is telling that you should tell something about yourself also. Intruder, I can tell you plenty. I can tell you plenty. You think you are the smart, but I am the top of the class around here. So intruder is telling, of course, even I can tell you, but if you think you are smart, but I am at the top of the class around here. I've got brains and I use them. That's how I've got where I have. And he is telling, okay, I don't know why you're asking, why you're not feeling scared. I'm standing here in front of you with my gun here. And he is telling, even I've got brain and I can kill you anytime. Zerrod, and where precisely have you got? It did not require a great brain to break into my little cottage. Now he is telling you, from where have you got all this thing you know about me? It did not require a great brain to break into my little cottage. And since you are telling you're very smart, so you are very intelligent. So children, by entering into my cottage and by knowing about me, it's not the things of very intelligent. It's just a simple thing. So he is telling that this thing doesn't show that he is you are very smart. It is simply common thing. Anything can know, can ask and inquire about me from other people, and then can know. So this is not a very much you are linking with the intelligent. It is a general thing which you came to know about me. Now, Zerod, and where precisely have you got? It did not require a great brain to bring into little my cottage. Intruder. When you know why I have broken into your little cottage, you will be surprised that it won't be a pleasant surprise. Now, children, intruder study finally. You want to know that why I have entered in your cottage, and when I will tell you that why I have entered into my cottage, then that will not be a pleasant surprise for you. So this he is telling Zerod, with you figuring so largely in it that is understandable, but by the way, what particular line of crime do you embrace, or aren't you a specialist? So children, he is telling ki, I don't know why you are doing all that thing, but it seems to me that you are a specialist of some crime. So what crime you generally do? My specialty is a jewel robbery. Now he tell that I generally do what? I steal, I do jewel robbery. So he is telling, I am a jewel robber. Your car will do me a treat, and your car will be very helpful to me for that. It's certainly a dandy bus. Dandy, children, means here excellent. So what is the meaning of dandy here? Dandy means excellent. Okay. So he is telling, I know you are having a car, and children, that car will be doing a lot of good to me. Okay, it's a dandy bus. It's an excellent car. Gerald, I'm afraid jewels are few and far between in the wilds of Essex. Now Gerald is telling me, but then why are you here? Here you will not find any jewel. I'm not even having enough jewelries in my house. And even in this village or in this place of Essex, where there is nowhere you cannot go and rob jewelry. Okay. Intruder. So are the cops. Cops are the policemen. What is the meaning of cops? Policemen. So he's saying, but here there is no policeman. I can retire here nicely for a little while. That means I can live here in peace for some time. Well, children, now we will do the other part. Zarol, you mean to live with me? A trifle sudden is not it. You have not been invited. No, Zarol is very surprised when he tell this thing. He is telling, that means you want to live with me. It's a trifle sudden, isn't it? A trifle means a minor detail. Okay. And it's not worth it. He is telling, you have not been invited. I did not. I will never invite it, and I have not invited, and I will never invite you to live here with me. Intruder, you won't be here long. So I did not trouble to ask. He's telling he won't be living here long. That's why I did not ask you to all this thing to you. Zerod, what do you mean? Now Zerod is asking, what do you mean? This is your big surprise. I'm going to kill you. Now he's telling simply, I'm going to kill you. A little harsh, is not it? He's telling that this is not fair. Intruder, with a heavy sarcasm, yeah, I will be sorry to do it. I've taken a fancy. Okay, fancy means impressed or imagination to you, but it's just not to be. It's just got to be done. So he's telling, I'm sorry, I have to kill you. Okay, I'm so much impressed by you. Doesn't mean that I'm impressed by you. That's why I'm killing you. But children, it is very important for me. It is very important for my safety that I must kill you. Why add murder to other crimes? It's a grave step you're taking. So Gerald is saying, but then why are you doing another crime? You are, children, what you are doing? You are doing murder. You are adding one more crime into your crime, and it is a grave step you are taking. Grave is serious. I'm not taking it for fun. I've been hunted long enough. I'm wanted for murder already, and they can't hang me twice. I'm not taking it for fun. So he's telling, I'm not taking it for fun. I've been hunted long enough. I'm wanted for murder already, and they can't hang me twice. So he's telling, they can't hang me twice. Okay. I'm wanted for murder already. He's telling, I'm already wanted for murder. I've already done one murder, and if I will kill you, no problem. He's telling, I'm already wanted for one murder, and the same punishment if I will get if I will do the murder and the time. You are planning a gratuitous double. Children, gratuitous it means without good reason. Without any reason you are killing me. He is telling, admitted you have nothing to lose, but what have you to gain? You know, when you will kill me, you don't have anything to lose, but then what you will gain by killing me? Now this Zerold want to know. Okay, so you can see, children, Zerold is not at all afraid. He is not at all scared with the intruder. Okay. Now children, you can see how boldly Zerold is talking to the intruder, not at all afraid. Now I'm here, intruder. I've got freedom to gain. As for myself, I'm a poor hunted rat. Now children, intruder is telling, if I will kill you, I will be the person with full freedom. Because children, I will be living in your house by your name. Why? Because our body structure, our face resemble a lot, and nobody will be thinking that I've killed you. Everybody will be thinking me as a Zerold. So he is telling, I will be gaining freedom. As for myself, I'm a poor hunted rat. That means people are hunting me, cops are hunting me. As Vincent Charles Gerold, I'm free to go place and do nothing. And now children, he is telling, when I will kill you, I will be living here, okay, and I will be known by the name of Vincent Charles Gerold, and I will be free to go to any place. The police will not be after me, okay. I will be doing the simple thing. I can eat well and sleep, and without having to be ready to beat it at the sight of a cop. To beat it means to run. So he's telling children, I will be living more peacefully. I can go to any restaurant, I can have lunch or dinner, I can sleep peacefully, and I don't have to run when I have to see the police, because people will think me as a Vincent Charles Gerold. So that's why I'm going to kill you. In most melodrama, the villain is foolish enough to delay his killing long enough to be frustrated. You are much luckier. Children, melodramas is sensational drama. Okay. So, sensational drama, he's telling, in most of the drama, it is the villain who is foolish enough to delay his killing long enough to be frustrated. That means they delay, even if they are very much frustrated, they delay their killing. Okay. He is telling, in most of the melodrama, they make delay in the killing, but you are much luckier. You want to kill me very soon. Intruder, I'm okay. I've got a reason for everything. I'm going to be Vincent Charles Gerold. See, I've got to know what he talks like. He's telling, I could have killed earlier, but still I'm studying the way you talk, the way you sit, the way you stand, because I'm going to be known by the name of Vincent Charles Gerold. I've got to know what he talks like, and I'm studying you, that because afterward will be talking, I have to talk like you. Now I know that posh stuff comes easy. This is Mr. V.C. Gerold speaking. And children, he is starting the way he was speaking on the telephone. Okay, this is Mr. V.C. Gerold speaking. Okay, he imitated the same way as Gerold was speaking on the phone when he enters with his gun for the first time already it was his first time. That means in the beginning, children, when this intruder, when he enters the house, what he had seen. He was listening carefully how Zerold was attending and speaking his phone. Get up a minute, now take a look at me. Now take a look at me. You are not particularly decorative. Okay, so he is telling you are not very beautiful also. Zerold is telling, and you are not smarter than me, I am much smarter, so how can you tell that you will be taking my place? Now intruder, no, well, that goes for you too. I've only got to wear specs and I will be enough like you to get away with it. Now this children, he is telling the small differences which I am having, that I can maintain. How he is going to maintain? He is telling that I only have to put one specs, and children, the rest of the things which is a bit different, like looks, all that can be maintained if I will put one specs. Okay, so student, you can see how that intruder want to overpower and he want to kill him. He is watching each and every habit of Zerold. Now in next video you will be I will tell you what happened. Now the interesting part come. Was he able to kill Zerold or not? Is Zerold overpower him? Did the police came and caught him? So this all are the question which you will get in my next video. So wait for my next video. Thank you and have a nice day ahead.